In this video, we're gonna learn how to make this core diagram and also the data cleaning behind this, the work that needs to be done. So for example, if you hover over California, you'll see where people are moving to, but also where people are moving from, coming from. This is in the year 2021, directly after or during the pandemic. Florida also had a big influx of people from different states. And so this is what we're able to see. Of course, nearby states will migrate more likely towards each other. For example, in New York, a lot of people from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and that kind of makes sense. But also New Yorkers are moving to Florida, if you see that. If you click on the band, you'll click, you'll highlight it like this. Anyway, so this is the visualization. Um, to get the data, you start by going to the US Census, and there's a migration flows data set. It's the state to state migration flow. If we click do it, you'll see 2021. Click on that, download the Excel file. The Excel file is quite messy and not clean. So let's look at the Excel file. And this is what it looks like. There's a lot of redundant headings and even columns. So I had to just delete everything manually, and then keep the estimate number of movement. So you see that there's Alaska and Alaska. Uh, it's a matrix basically. Arkansas, Arkansas. The the reason it's NA is you can't move to your own state. That doesn't make sense. But everything else has a value for the other states and also of course from the other states. So current residents in and different state of residence 1 year ago. So this is 1 year ago moving towards the current resident. And the count is how many people. Okay. After cleaning the data, I was able to create another spreadsheet, Excel version of the spreadsheet, and it looks like this. So just removing all the extraneous heading, columns, rows, and there's I don't want to put zero in this NA. And I also don't want NA in there, so I just left it blank. Um, okay, so this is a matrix, adjacency matrix of which state move people and how many people move to the other state. You can put this into data wrapper, and it's pretty straightforward. You'll be able to make using this table a heat map in data wrapper. So let's take a quick look at the heat map in the browser. This is what it looks like. This is the heat map settings and everything. You turn on the heat map, obviously. Deactivate heat map. No heat map. Activate heat map. You'll get the heat map. Okay. And lots of fine, adjustments, settings stuff here. But the final look, if you continue to, share this page, it's basically like this. The higher the number of people that moved. For example, uh, let's see, New Jersey, New York. A lot of people move from New York to New Jersey. And then here, Texas, California. Californians move to Texas. Okay. And the other way around, Cal arriving in California from Texas are here. Okay. So so we don't need to update the shape of this data. If we want to visualize this not just as a table, but as this core diagram, we would need to make sure that we import the data into Flourish according to the format it likes to see. So for example, it likes to see here from to amount, number of people. And the states are repeated. So it's not a matrix anymore. It's just repeating the form states and then going to all the different combinations of two states and then going to the next form state and all the combinations of two states. How do we generate and transform the data into this long shape view? There's a pretty easy way to use Excel to do this. So I'll get to the Excel file and we'll go from there. So let's take a look at the Excel file. This is the clean kind of not still a matrix. This is deleting all the extra columns and rows and other statistics. So in Excel, it's a little, hidden, but the shortcut key is, I'll repeat it, is I believe uh 1 second. I believe the shortcut key on your keyboard, you have to hold the Alt key, hold down the Alt key, press the D as in David, and then the P key, P as in Paul. But you have to hit the P key twice too. So Alt D P, Alt D P P. Okay, that brings up this pivot table and pivot chart wizard. There's 3 steps. In the first step, choose multiple consolidation ranges. Leave this pivot table as pivot table. So just change from the first radio button to the third radio button, multiple consolidation ranges. Go to the next step. Change in the second step to I will create the page fields. So that's the second step. Go to next. Now in this range, you have to select the entire matrix table. So starting from A1 all the way to the very bottom, last cell, AZ52. And here you go, after that, you're almost done. You go to next. Um, Once you go to next, it says choose a new worksheet. Yes, agree to that. And choose finish. So those were the 3 steps. You finished. Notice now that you finish in the new sheet, it has grand total. And we just scroll all the way to the end at the very last cell of the grand total and double click, just 2 clicks on the left mouse key, double click, and we're done. So we have the from state, the to state, and the number of value people who moved. So now you're done. You can paste this into Flourish and you're ready to go with designing the Flourish. I'll go back to the Flourish view so that we can see how that looks like in terms of the settings and everything. Okay. So here we are inside the data pane. Here, data, we have pasted from to amount. And in terms of setting A, B, C for the source target value. And if we preview it, we get this chord diagram. I did make some adjustments in terms of font size and a few small things, but mostly it's working. And then you publish it. Of course, you give a title, make sure you add the sources and the link to the data itself. That's been cleaned. And then when you save and export, you can, save it again. And if you want other people to reuse it, you can allow everyone to reuse it. And that's pretty much it for this exercise for using the census data starting from the Excel file to produce those two. I'll add all the links in the video so that you get access to the data source and the visualizations and the clean data. Okay, thanks. I think that's all for now.